Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about two important things or two top things to do when you're buying life insurance in Canada or when you're considering to buy a life insurance in Canada. So if you're shopping around for coverage, make sure you watch this video till the end because I'm going to cover some of the very important points you have to consider, something you may not have thought of, right? I think the main focus for average consumers in Canada when they're trying to get life insurance is obviously you want to get the best rates. People are oftentimes looking out for the cheapest rate possible for the coverage amount and the duration they desire. What they may not realize is that not everything is what meets the eye, right? So there's two things you have to consider. So first important thing you have to do is finding a competent, experienced broker, right? Broker who has access to all the main players in the market, okay? And also who understands the underwriting process behind how risk classifications work and who has been a broker for at least 3 years or been in the business industry for at least 10 years. Now, most people underestimate the importance of this, okay? In order to explain the magnitude of impact that this actually has, it is crucial for you to understand the industry basics, but that is outside the scope of this video. So what I'll be doing instead is I'll simply outline why this is important or why this matters as a client. And I can guarantee you, if you do these two things properly, you will not only get the best rates, but also be able to get a proper coverage for your family that will actually pay out when the time comes and not have any issues down the road. Okay, so those are the guarantees I promise you right now. Now, life insurance is a long-term commitment to say the least, right? Sometimes, it's for life. If you get a permanent or whole life coverage, the policy stays with you. So it's basically you have to pay into it forever, pretty much, until the moment you pass away. Now, one of the common issues that my new clients tells me about the encounters that they've had is they bought a product that either didn't match their needs or they were lied to by their other agents outright when when they were sold a product, meaning they didn't know that they were buying like a term policy and now the renewal premium is ridiculously expensive, or they thought that the life insurance they were buying would never increase in premium, or that the advisor promised them that there would be cash value by a certain age and only to find out there is nothing, or they thought they would have to pay for maybe like only 10 years or 15 years or 20 years and they were done paying, but now the insurance company is asking for more payments even after that. And the list goes on and on. There must be at least, hundreds of these similar issues that clients have, communicated, or I should say, told me about. So I would ask them, like, where's that agent now? Like, where can't you just address these problems to the advisor and hold them accountable for, whatever the wrongdoings they have done? And the clients would say, they have no idea. Their agents have left the business and now their file is with someone else who knows absolutely nothing about all of that has transpired. So now the client is the one who has to deal with all of the mess and potentially, I should say potentially, they actually have, been rendered a financial damage by choosing the wrong product or by being given the bad advice. This is very, very common. So if this is you, once again, I feel I feel for you, but I'll give you in the future just to make sure that these mistakes don't occur. I'll go over some of the important things here. Now, the average turnover ratio in the industry for the brokers is 2 years. Okay, so most agents don't survive the industry, don't survive the business for more than 2 years. So 8 advisors out of 10, so 8 out of 10 actually leaves in 2 years. So only about two of them will survive, right, after 2 years. So it's a very high turnover ratio. It's a tough business to crack. Why does this matter to you, though, you may ask? If you're buying life insurance, you're going to be paying into it for at least the 10 years, right? Because, and much likely longer, because the minimum length for most term contracts is 10 years. So you need a reliable, trustworthy partner who can service you and help you with all of your issues regarding your policy for many years to come. and who will look out for you and your family's best interest for first and foremost, not someone who is just out to get a quick commission or a quick sale out of you. And yet, this is exactly what happens. Most prevalent in the industry, especially if a client decides to shop around for themselves. And this is a huge, huge mistake. Okay. So there are over 25 different insurance companies in Canada, not accounting for a small or foreign ones. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Do you think that you can fully understand Sorry. Do you think you can fully understand all of these companies' product offerings, financial strength, and most of all, which of these companies will actually have the most favorable rates for you, given your age, your health, your lifestyle, and your family history? That is the role of a broker, right? That is what a broker is trained to do. At least a competent one will do that for you. Now, the experienced broker will know which of these companies will look at you or your profile, your medical profile, more favorably than some of the other ones, right? So for example, if you are a 54-year-old male and you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure, and you have high cholesterol, but you're otherwise in good health, do you know which of these companies will get you the best rates? Conversely, if you have absolutely no health issues whatsoever, like you're in perfect health, no issues whatsoever, who is going to provide you with the best rates? Now, once again, only an experienced broker will be able to answer this question and guide you through. This also leads to our second point. So once again, the number one was choosing the right broker. Number two is working with a reputable company. Okay. So if you've chosen the right broker, though, to represent you, you won't necessarily have this issue because they're not going to be working with any shady or less than reputable companies to begin with. Okay. Now, there's a lot of new startups in the marketplace who have no known claim settlement records, meaning there's no visible record of them paying out any claims due to their short history of being in business or them being like a foreign owned or foreign affiliated company who may play differently in the Canadian market space. Oftentimes, these lesser known companies focus on aggressive marketing tactics instead to gain new clients instead of focusing on what actually matters, right? So you'll want to consider a couple of things when you're choosing different companies, right? So one is you're going to want to choose companies that have been in business for 100 years. 100 years. Yeah, it sounds like a long time, but not really. And number two is their claim settlement ratio. Now, I'll go over these two real quick. So if the company has been in business for just let's say 50 or 60 years instead, not 100 years, right? Most people who bought the policies from them are still alive. They're still alive today. And they really don't have any meaningful record or evidence of settling claims. Conversely, the companies who have been in operation for a minimum of 100 years, a century, right, means that there's at least been one generation change. So all the policyholders or most of the policyholders who bought life insurance from the company who have been in business over 100 years ago either now have because these would be the people, the times of our parents and the possibly grandparents. They've now, they may or may not have, but they may have passed away now, and the claims have been paid out, and these companies are still in business. And they also now have these statistics showing that they've honored these claims, right? So what is the claim settlement ratio? This is basically a percentage of all the claims that the insurance companies settle in a year out of the total claim they receive. So if let's say like 1,000 people dies, right? 1,000 policyholders from a company actually passes away, and the insurance company pays out 990 of them, right? That is what 99%, which is very good. So they only denied 10 people out of 1,000 people of the claim, right? So 99% is considered very, very high, right? It's a very strong number. You also want to carefully consider, not looking into the lesser known companies because, to put it mildly, they sell products that are not up to Canadian industry standards, right? For example, without calling anyone out there, um, or calling out anyone out there, sorry, one company sells term policies without any renewability or conversion, right? Which is a standard default feature of about 99% of all the term contracts sold in Canada. So one of the company does not have that into their product, right? Or another company selling, quote unquote, whole life policy, uh, but sells the client that, or tells the client that it is an age-based policy, right? So it's where the premium increases every single year. That's not whole life, okay? At least not in the sense that the rest of the industry would understand. Above all, these companies have been in business for 60 years or less, right? I know one of them has only started in like 2021, which is just 2 years, 2 years in business at the time of this recording. Right now it's 2023. So I don't know about you, but I don't feel very comfortable trusting such a company with my money, especially when I hear so many unethical practices that these companies engage in, like, masking the pertinent details. Some of these companies I've heard from the clients that they're not truthful about their rate increases, or they simply just doesn't even tell the client that the rate will increase every year.
Did I? 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 Did I do?
Um, and they basically force a client to file an application before even giving them the quote, which makes absolutely no sense at all. So I don't know how they're able to get away doing all this without being caught in the eyes of the regulators. I'm guessing that they will probably follow suit sooner than later. But those are the two things. So just to highlight once again, or to conclude, number one, finding the right broker that will, once again, that has years of experience, that they know they're not going to go away. They represent all the major Canadian companies who've been in business now. Once again, the companies who've been in business for 100 years at minimum and have a very high, or actually clear evidence of paying out claims. So settlement ratio is actually available, right? So those are the two things. If you do these two things correctly, I assure you, you will get nothing but good things for life insurance. Your experience will not be, the one that where you feel cheated on, or the one that you will regret down the road. You will have like a lifelong partner that can service all of your needs and watch out for your best interest. So we at Familia Life, that's what we're all about. We're all about transparency, providing and recommending clients only from the top Canadian insurers. So speak to us if you have any questions, or if you'd like to get any quotes, visit our website. I'll be shooting more videos, hopefully to educate more Canadians, so that they're well informed and they know exactly what to watch out for, so they don't get burned by any of these scammers or fraudsters out there. Okay. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.